check my... Yep, okay, so it's recording. As I was saying, I think they've modified the AI of raiding groups to avoid taking damage from sweet berries, because they are acting completely different than they did in the last game I played. They would all be lined up right in front of me, absolutely pummeling me with arrows right now. And that Vindicator would not allow me to stand here. He'd be coming running at me. He'd be running. There's one guy cocked his bow. Like, why did that take 5 minutes? It makes no sense. They should have all been doing that the moment I came within range of them. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to shoot him. There, now they're acting normal, but why now? It is so easy to kill these guys unless they're fighting back. It makes no sense. And I don't know if that's because they've changed the AI of these characters when they're walking around the sweet berries. Like I say, in World T, the game I played previous to this one before I died, they would be taking on so much damage because they bump into the sweet. They weren't careful enough. They were bumping into sweet berries all the time. So it makes sense now that they've got them walking much more carefully, and they don't take damage. The first 2 or 3 waves of a raid cycle. This is going to be an 8-wave cycle at Bad Omen level 5. So everybody's going to have enchanted gear. Well, a lot of them will come with enchanted gear, and there's going to be a lot more chance of multiple characters spawning. Whatever they changed to keep them from harming themselves from the sweet berries has made it easier for me to battle them, actually. It's strange. I should actually go back to World T. I do have a save game of it. I don't play it anymore because just for my own personal reason, I don't like reloading from save games in hardcore worlds. It's more interesting for me if when you die in a hardcore world, that world ends. So this is what normally would be happening. These two guys can't stand still, so they're gonna kill themselves. The Ravager, well, he's too big, so he can't walk past people without hitting sweet berries. But this guy should be shooting at me. This guy here should spot me and come running up and try to threaten me, but can't reach me because he doesn't have ranged weapons. So far only one pillager in this wave. That last one that I killed just spotted me and was coming towards me, but so I used to build the battlefield with multiple rows, similar to the ones that are straight down in front of me, that spanned the whole field, and they would just walk and we would run up and down all these rows that I had laid in, and bumping sideways into sweet berries once in a while. So now I only have these short ones here because the stairwell lets them get on the wall. Sometimes they run around the wall and they're looking for a way to get in to the village, which is in the center of this battlefield. So now any that do wall hopping end up, some of them, not all of them, but some of them will actually drop into that short piece, which makes it super easy with archery. I could have actually made it, I might modify it. All it really needs to be is just one. I could put 2 more sweet berries to shorten it, and when they hop off the wall, they're literally standing still, just waiting for me to shoot them. It's not a, well, you waste arrows if you're trying to shoot them as they're walking side to side, that's for sure. See, that guy should have lined up and tried to shoot me, but he doesn't even stand still now. So interesting mechanics on the way they've changed it. It hasn't made it much more difficult for me because they still, all I did is modify my battlefield so that they walk in a file right directly towards me. So that's super easy with archery. Got one witch that hasn't entered the battlefield yet. See, when they turn like that, you end up wasting arrows. So you just wait till they're walking directly towards you. I mean, it cannot get any easier than that. The Ender Dragon definitely has the best turn randomization. It is, you waste a lot of arrows fighting the Ender Dragon with a bow. I think that's the first time I've seen them spawn out that way. So the evokers travel so fast, they still take a lot of damage from the sweet berries. So I'm not sure if they've changed the mechanics of how the evokers route their way into the village. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to end the recording portion of this. I'll keep the live stream going, but I'm going to end the recording portion. It was just something that was interesting with the way my Sweetberry battlefields work now. I've limited it to 2 major crossings. I need one wide enough for the Ravager, so that's the 2 wide row goes horizontally. But I don't want the Ravagers to walk all the way up in front of me because the Evokers will definitely cast their spells. In later waves, they're going to come riding Ravagers, so they're stuck out beyond what the Evoker can sense me at. And everybody else just walks the single file rows, and I pick them off when they're in line with me. This raiding party here is basically going to kill itself without me having to engage them, because they didn't bring a witch with them. Let's go check the minecart here. Oh yeah, it's still running right along. Doing good. So there is a circuit you can get where it'll park and unload everything, but I just put a series of hoppers instead, and as it crosses each one it starts unloading, and it also unloads on its way back out. So it doesn't pick up a lot of items off the battlefield. That's plenty to keep it empty and running well. So one of these raiding guys has not killed himself. So let's go see what's going on. Yeah, so now that he's alone and nobody bumps him into the berries, he's walking much more carefully. Right, so I'm going to end that recording, as I said I was going to, and I forgot. And I'll post it and I'll call it Raid Battle. I don't know what I'll call it. It's something to do with raiding has changed a bit.